I think the reason for choosing Basel as a venue for a meeting like this is because there have been a lot of meetings talking about publications, publication planning, medical communications in the UK. The UK is the home of the medical communications industry, the publishing industry is very strong there, but Basel really is the heart of the European pharmaceutical industry, and we wanted to engage some of the people in publications and communications from those companies, make it easy for them to come to a place like this and enter the debate, maybe people who haven't been to some of the more international meetings. So I think it's a really great opportunity for people to compare notes, to explore some of the topics and issues, see how things are evolving and changing, see how the impacts of clinical trial disclosure are going to interact with trends in medical publishing. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Global Publication Planning 2016, the evolving landscape.
So we say the first principle there, all clinical trials should be reported. Again, these words, completely, accurately, balanced, transparent and timely. Reporting and publication processes should follow applicable laws and guidelines.
So I think medical writing is crucial. Medical writing both to inform professionals but also to inform the public. How many people here think they really make a difference? How many people think, yeah, I've written something and it's going to make the world a better place? Put your hand up.
And then I also put there adherence to planning, because I think it's difficult to adhere to plan, to adhere to timelines. Again, because priorities are different, because people do not always have the same focus.
This session is going to be divided into 3 logic areas. The first is about the company's approaching to the publication planning and development, what are the publication team structures and roles, and the third one is going to be basically how the publication group is seen or perceived within the company.
So I really enjoyed the meeting today. It exceeded my expectations. It was great to have interactivity with the panel, to ask them questions and understand how they're addressing the issues that we're going through as well.
I think this is a really big role for the pharmaceutical industry, progressing from just providing the tablet to how can we monitor people's lifestyles and how can we get them to take their tablets and remind it is absolutely crucial. And the use of technology, I think, will be fundamental, but you need to assess and evaluate the technology in the same way that you do a drug.
Everybody around the world is driving to develop papers in English. I'm sure many of you have seen this trend that authors in these different regions and so on are increasingly turning to get published in the most prestigious English language journal that they can. However, how, in terms of getting them to understand how to achieve this and how to adopt best practices, I believe that you're better off trying to understand local practices and cultures and, where possible, do things in local language to assist them in that process.
I thought there was some very interesting discussion today, particularly around the new ICMJE authorship criteria and the issues in dealing with large numbers of authors wanting to be on a paper. There was also some interesting discussion around predatory journals and how to avoid those. And then finally, I thought there was some good discussion around open access journals and the difficulties in trying to publish all clinical trials.
I really enjoyed today. It was very collaborative. There were lots of companies sharing information and data. What I liked particularly is they didn't shirk difficult questions. We talked about the importance of transparency, getting all the data for all drugs currently in use out in the public domain. People talked about CIAs and previous problems they'd had in the past and accepted that there were problems and how they were working to make information available to patients and researchers. And you got the sense that all the companies here certainly were following similar processes and collaborating. It was also good that we mentioned patients, so ultimately this information is there for the good of patients. So new drugs, we need to think closely about what will the outcome be. It's not just about pressure to publish and get in a peer-reviewed journal, it's about whether it will make a meaningful difference to the life of patients. And I'm glad we all agreed on that conclusion. It was a great day.
Relevant topics, very interactive, and I would definitely come again.
From what I've seen today, I think we're getting a really good dialogue going between those people, and we look forward to doing more events like this in the future.